Let's drop the polite lies for a moment. You probably think people dislike you because of your looks, your money, or maybe because you don't fit into their social circle. But the truth, none of that really matters. People secretly dislike you for reasons they will never say out loud, reasons that come from psychology, insecurity, and the messy rules of human nature. The worst part, you're probably guilty of some of them without even realizing it. Every word, every gesture, every little pattern you repeat is quietly shaping how people see you. And while no one will confront you directly, their avoidance, their silence, their fake smiles, they all point to the same truth. So today, we're breaking down 7 brutal truths about why people secretly dislike you. These aren't the obvious answers. These are the hidden rules of human behavior, the ones that hurt the most. Let's dive in. Number 7. You make everything about you. Imagine this. Someone tells you about a bad day at work, and before they finish, you jump in with your own story about how your day was even worse. They share something personal, and you relate by turning it into your version of the problem. You think you're bonding. In reality, you're hijacking the spotlight. Psychologists call this conversational narcissism. It's when you use every interaction as a stage to perform instead of a bridge to connect. People hate it because it makes them feel invisible, like props in the movie of your life. Here's the brutal part. You may not even realize you're doing it. You might genuinely think you're being relatable, offering empathy. But to others, it feels like theft, stealing their attention, stealing their moment, stealing the oxygen out of the room. That's why you notice people's eyes glaze over, why they suddenly check their phones, or why they start avoiding long conversations with you. It's not random, it's survival. Humans crave validation, but if every story comes back to you, you turn into a drain instead of a connection. And drains, no matter how charming at first, always get avoided. Number 6. You're too nice. Being nice should be a universal strength, right? Wrong. Being too nice is a curse disguised as kindness. When you never say no, when you nod along with everything, when you suppress your real opinions, you stop being human. You become a mirror. And people don't trust mirrors. They feel fake, hollow, even manipulative. Think about it. If you always agree, how do others know what you actually believe? If you always smile, how do they know when you're being sincere? Psychology shows that humans respect boundaries more than endless approval. We're wired to test limits, and if someone has none, we instinctively distrust them. That's why the nicest people often get taken advantage of, excluded, or even resented. They think they're earning love, but they're actually planting suspicion. Behind closed doors, others whisper, "What does this person really want?" Nobody's that agreeable. The paradox is brutal. People don't dislike you because you're mean, they dislike you because you're too nice. Kindness without authenticity becomes weakness, and weakness in social dynamics is never respected. Number 5. You trigger their insecurities. Sometimes, it's not what you do wrong, it's what you do right. Maybe you're confident, maybe you're disciplined. Maybe you're ambitious in a way that makes other people feel lazy by comparison. Instead of inspiring them, you shine a spotlight on everything they wish they were. This is called the crab effect. Put crabs in a bucket, and when one tries to escape, the others pull it back down. Not because they care, but because they can't stand seeing someone succeed where they fail. Humans aren't much different. You've probably experienced it before. Suddenly, people you thought were friends start mocking your goals, minimizing your wins, or quietly sabotaging you. They don't dislike you, they dislike the version of themselves they see reflected when you walk in the room. And here's the twist. There's nothing you can do about it. You can shrink yourself, play smaller, and pretend to be less, but that won't help. They'll still resent you, and now you'll resent yourself too. The brutal truth is that sometimes being disliked is just the tax you pay for daring to grow. Number 4. You gossip too much. Everyone loves a little gossip until they realize they're probably your next target. Talking about others might feel like a bonding experience, a shortcut to intimacy. But psychology says it plants a silent red flag. Here's why. If you gossip with someone, they assume you gossip about them. That tiny seed of doubt grows fast. You laugh together in the moment, but when you leave, they start replaying every secret they've told you. The trust evaporates. Gossip is like junk food, delicious now, but toxic long-term. You build quick connections, but they're shallow, fragile, and doomed to collapse. And once people file you under untrustworthy, it's almost impossible to change their mind. The brutal truth: gossip doesn't just make others dislike you, it makes them fear you. Not in a powerful way, but in a stay away before I get burned kind of way. People may never confront you, but they'll quietly pull back, protect their information, and slowly cut you out. Number 3. You don't listen, you wait to talk. There's a difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is waiting for your turn, listening is absorbing, reflecting, and responding. Most people don't actually listen, they prepare their next line, their next joke, their next defense. And if you're guilty of this, people notice. When you don't listen, you're telling people they don't matter, that their words are background noise to your internal monologue. And nothing makes humans dislike you faster than feeling irrelevant. Think of the last time you opened up to someone and saw their eyes drift, their face half distracted, their response mechanical. Did you feel valued, or did you feel dismissed? Multiply that by every interaction, and suddenly you understand why some people quietly resent you. The brutal truth is, attention is the purest form of respect. When you deny it, you're not just failing at communication, you're insulting people's existence. You don't have to agree with them, you don't even have to like them. But if you can't make them feel heard, they'll eventually make you feel unwanted. Number 2. You're too honest. Honesty is a virtue, but brutal honesty, that's often cruelty dressed in moral clothing. If you're the type who says, "I'm just being real," odds are, people secretly dislike you. Here's why. Truth without empathy is a weapon. Yes, your friend looks bad in that outfit. Yes, your coworker made a dumb mistake. But blurting it out with no filter doesn't make you authentic, it makes you reckless. People don't want constant positivity, but they also don't want a wrecking ball. The best communicators know how to deliver truth like a scalpel, precise, intentional, and healing. Brutal honesty, on the other hand, is a sledgehammer, messy, damaging, and often more about your ego than the truth itself. So while you think people admire your straightforwardness, many secretly roll their eyes. They don't see courage, they see arrogance. And arrogance is one of the fastest paths to quiet dislike. Number 1. You don't value their time. If there's one universal reason people dislike you, it's this: you waste their time. Showing up late, rambling endlessly, dragging out conversations they didn't want in the first place. These are silent sins that erode respect. Time is the one resource no one gets back. You can forgive money lost, forgive mistakes made, even forgive harsh words. But wasted time, that's theft, plain and simple. And people don't like thieves. Think about it. The friend who never respects plans, the coworker who hijacks meetings, the relative who keeps you stuck on the phone for an hour. You don't hate them, but you secretly avoid them. Why? Because every encounter feels like a trap. The brutal truth is that respecting someone's time is the purest way of respecting them. And if you can't do that, they'll quietly downgrade your importance in their life. You won't even notice it happening. Less invitations, shorter replies, more busy excuses. That's the sound of your social credit crashing, and it's nearly impossible to rebuild. So there you have it, 7 brutal truths about why people secretly dislike you. And notice something. It's rarely about your looks, your job, or your money. It's about habits. The little things you think don't matter: the way you listen, the way you talk, the way you respect or disrespect someone's time. The question isn't whether people will dislike you. The real question is, will you let their dislike control you? Because here's the ultimate twist: being disliked isn't always a curse. Sometimes it's proof you're living authentically. Sometimes it's the price of being confident, honest, or ambitious. So stop chasing universal approval. Focus on becoming someone the right people respect, not someone the wrong people tolerate. And if you found these savage truths valuable, hit that subscribe button. Because the next story we uncover might just explain why the world treats you exactly the way it does.